In Health Watch, a blood test for Alzheimer's has gone on sale. Clinicians usually rely on brain scans to diagnose the disease. This blood test by C2N Diagnostics is the first test of its kind to reach the commercial market. The more we know, the more we can change, the more we can hopefully reduce the number of people that are afflicted.
What makes our company really satisfied is that we've been able to contribute to the field in a very meaningful way. We introduced what we believe was the first really precise, high-quality blood test in the U.S., and we're planning to roll that out through the rest of the world.
It is an important step in diagnosing the amyloid Alzheimer pathology in the brain. The buildup or accumulation of amyloid is one of the pathologic features of Alzheimer's disease.
We came across the fact that you could measure the metabolism of amyloid accurately in the blood that was reflecting what was going on in the brain. It was only through these complicated experiments that we went back and said, oh, just a single blood sample could be very informative.
From a diagnostic testing standpoint, we're really there. We have blood tests for Alzheimer's, right? That's a touchdown. That's more than a touchdown. That's a game. For diagnostics, we've won the game. Medicine has proven and science has proven time and again that when we apply the resources, when we do the work, when we figure out what's happening, that we can do something about it. We can stop it. You know, these NIH funds as well as Bright Focus funds really funded the ability of a blood test to be developed.
The team is incredible. I mean, the C2N folks across the company, across the labs. I mean, it's extraordinary when you think about from the few years from discovery, the first discovery of something in 2017, until delivering it to clinics, you know, a few years later. That's really quite incredible.
It's a very good and exciting times for us in terms of being the first one to develop this test.
It's been a wild ride the last many years. It is interesting finally seeing many of the things that I've been involved with and worked on, that some of them are actually impacting people, not just hopes.
I did my postdoctoral fellowship in Dave Holzman's lab. Of course, he's the founder of C2N Diagnostics, and Dave and Joel presented me with this wonderful opportunity to join C2N, and that's where I got involved.
So it just means postdoctoral, so you get your PhD. There's a period of time called the postdoctoral fellowship where you really hone your skills, kind of like being an apprentice before you get your own independent job.
So I came to Dave's lab, and Dave mentioned about Bright Focus, and then we put together a grant. I was honored to receive the grant from Bright Focus.
Bright Focus has several key things with it that a lot of funders don't have, and one of those is attention to junior people coming in the field with new ideas. They were instrumental in seeding some of the initial basic research that was needed in this area to develop it.
I think of the grants that Bright Focus gives out, those are probably, in my view, the most impactful because it immediately gets them engaged in with senior people from other places, and it links them into the field, and it's a great jump start.
To get funding for that kind of questions from a foundation is something very valuable.
I had got a Bright Focus grant when I was a postdoc in San Francisco in 1991. That was to study some basic science related to Alzheimer's disease.
So Bright Focus, for example, took a risk and said, okay, well, he wants to study this amyloid beta, and he wants to do kinetics, and he wants to look at this, and nobody else is doing that, and that's different. But they said, I don't know what they said, but they funded us. So that was critically important for us to get started.
How do you guys make decisions? Do you always get along?
It's always unanimous.
And there's not a single opinionated person on this panel.
We're all very easygoing people, laid back. We don't know, but it is unanimous, I think.
We remarkably have been able to discuss through all kinds of issues and come to consensus. We've certainly had some ups and downs, but we're still working together. It's been great.
Randy and Dave, you guys have been married for a long time.
Yes.
A very long time. I don't think marriage is the right descriptor, by the way, James. It's a great relationship, and so Dave was, and I still consider him to be my mentor and colleague now. He's department chairman, and we're partners in the company. And so, but all those things are firewalled off, and you know, Dave has been instrumental to me in my growth and my career and the things that I want to do. So I can't say enough good things about Dave Holtzman. He's fantastic.
I'm sure there's bad things too.
No, I bet that's true, especially today. I've been giving him a hard time about one of the things at work, but no. Look, you have a small team of people who are on a common mission to accomplish something like bringing a blood test for Alzheimer's disease to the public. We each have our strengths, we each have our approaches, our perspectives, but we all work at the end of the day to the same mission. And we may disagree, we may have some knockout, drag-out fights, but at the end of the day, we're all pulling together towards the same end goal.
Thanks to Bright Focus for everything they've done.